Hello and welcome to this Victa trimmer lawn on the workbench. You may remember seeing it on the previous video where I attempted to cut down the small area of grass with this. It went pretty well until I had to redo the wires on the wire carrier or string carrier, and then the pull start just let go. Something is going on inside here, and that's what we're going to investigate today. And then I'll hopefully be able to start it up. Then I'll drain the fuel, start it again, let it run out, take it all apart, and it will get packed in a box on its way to France. Let's see, what do we find? And there's a bit of grass built up underneath here, so we'll blow that out all as well for the time being. This is the pull start, and well, it's not exactly retracting. Seems to be something broken or stiff, so we'll have to take that all apart. Oh dear. Seems that the spring is all okay, so at least that's, see, the spring retracts fine, but this piece over here has broken. And that has caused the issue, because that sits inside that hole, and that allows it to retract back into place as well as move out in order to grip. So in case you're wondering how exactly this engine is governed, here is a little flap, so it's kind of like a wind vane. As far as I understand it, this space here is for an opening, as this engine was also used on different models for different applications. At the same time, you have to repair this and then clean this out. So you may be thinking, you probably won't find the pulley again. How am I going to repair this? Well, I actually had another trimmer lawn in Australia. That was a grey one. Someone had repainted and taken the badges off, and that had the exact same problem as this. And what I did to fix that one was, through this part, I put a screw into here, a flathead screw, and secured this into place, and that seemed to work at the time. I started it a couple times. I also sold it like that. I never heard back from it for any problems, so I'm thinking that might do the trick. As I say, finding a pulley, I might find one, I don't know. These were used also on some fly mower hover mowers. Don't know if that pulley is the same or something else might work, but for now I think the screw method into this part here is the only thing that might work. We can also add in a little bit of glue at the same time. That will give it even more strength. Let's see. Got some gel glue, super glue, but we'll first have to see. Okay, that looks like it might fit. It seems to fit. Hopefully it won't stick out too much. Okay, now we've got to just let that dry, and then hopefully we can assemble it. If I assemble it now, the other part will permanently stick to this. So otherwise, if this lets go, then we have to try and perhaps a thicker screw or find that elusive pulley. But this will do nicely for now. Hopefully it'll last okay. I'll just start up the compressor and blow the engine here clean, and then we can continue. So it's going to get noisy again. Okay, I've given it about 10 minutes to dry. Seems to be have dried now, nice and tight. So there's a little lip here that sticks out. That has to go into that slot over there, and then this hole has to go over that. So you may need to turn the pulley a bit, just until it, there we go, slots into place. Then you have to hold it with your one finger, put in the bolt, tighten the bolt, there we go. It seems the bolt is a bit tight. Alright, so I think it works now. Pull comes out and seems to retract smoothly enough. Now just to see if we've still got enough clearance for the flywheel. Alright, well, I can still spin the engine without it pulling on the flywheel, and that's in both directions. Well, I mean without pulling on the pull start assembly. So I think that is fixed. As I say, I'll briefly start it up, and just to make sure that's all okay, then I'll drain the fuel out, let it run until it's out of juice, and I'll take it apart. And we'll see it again in France. Don't worry, I'm not selling it. But it will be taken apart, because then it's got the least risk of damage. So wheels will be removed, the handles will be removed, everything will be nicely flat packed as much as possible. Alright, now to see if my modification on the pull start pulley worked. Time to test it out. I can say it did not work. Right, let's try that again. So the same thing, it was broken again. Apparently I did not use the correct screw. Screw was not long enough to actually secure it properly, as well as being a little bit too thin, so I've put in a thicker screw and a longer one, so now it seems to be okay. If this does not work, I will have to buy a new pulley. I found this is a Tecumseh TC300, so the pulleys are still available, but only from the United States. And otherwise there's also repair kits available where you have to tap in threads and then you can use the starter with the poles on the flywheel. So there are options available, but again all come from the USA with expensive postage and import duties. Hopefully this works out, otherwise it will be a project for France. Choke arm. Alright, that works. Now to drain the fuel and then let it run until it's empty from the fuel line and the carburetor. Okay, fuel is drained. Now to let it run until it runs out. Nice and quick. Let's see the choke. I think we can call that empty. Now to let it cool off, then it can be taken apart. And you'll see it again, featured in a video in France. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.